Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today we'll be looking at the Mezco 112 Collective Rumble Society Atticus Doom. And I'm very excited to review this figure for you guys. I've been waiting for this figure for a very, very, very long time. I should have gotten it over a week ago, but FedEx, for whatever reason, just kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. After about 5 days of sitting in the same place, I was starting to worry. And then it finally started moving, and it got to my area in the Houston area, and they decided to drop it off at a FedEx location or a FedEx pickup place, but they didn't tell me where. So then I had to hunt it down, call FedEx, see where my package was at. It was just a big ordeal, but finally it's here, and that's all that matters. So yeah, let's get a quick look at the packaging, and we'll get a quick look at the figure itself. Now, before we get a quick look at the packaging, Atticus Doom does come with its origin story comic, and it's a full-size, full-story comic book, which is pretty dope, man. I really like this. I haven't read it yet, and haven't found the time to sit down and read it, but it just looks really, really dope. I can't wait to see what Atticus Doom is all about, but I really do enjoy that. For the most part, Mezco does include a comic for their Rumble Society stuff, and that one's just a full-size blown comic, so that's pretty cool. Then you also get your condom that Mezco likes to throw in. So opening it up, let's see what we get. We get a very small pink roach. Does look quite nice. Yeah, like when Mezco throws these in. So that's probably gonna go in a bin though. But yeah, now getting a quick look at the packaging. It is pretty much a standard Rumble Society packaging. You get the big gold foil of Rumble Society there, and then spot varnish logo on the back. The name of the character, which is just a sticker that says Atticus Doom. On the side, you get Rumble Society, spot varnish on there. Nothing much on the back. You do get a barcode, some warnings, some Mezco stuff right there. On the other side, same thing, Rumble Society. On the bottom, just a gold foil. On the top, just a gold foil. And this thing is held by magnets, so it does open like this. And then you get a very, very nice picture of Atticus Doom there in the center. And it is just a piece of cardboard that slides out. But enough about this packaging, man. Let's get a closer look at Atticus Doom. Now getting a quick look at all the accessories that Atticus Doom does come with. He does come with quite a few things, so we're going to try to go over this pretty quick. But in your typical Mezco standard stuff, you do get a Mezco stand for Atticus Doom, and you get a very nice image of Atticus Doom there. The name Atticus Doom, some mystical handwriting right there. Not sure what it says. I'm pretty sure it says Atticus Doom. And then you get a very nice silhouette of Cthulhu in the background. And yeah, it looks quite nice. You do get a peg right there if you want to peg Atticus Doom on there, or you can pop that peg out. I usually just grab the stand and push that peg out, and then peg the articulated arm on that stand. So yeah, this is probably how I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have Atticus on there, and then you get another little stand right here for some of Atticus Doom's effects. If I bring one in real quick, you do get a let's see. Trying to find one that works for it. Give me 1 second. As you can see, this is a stand to put some of its effects on there, and it does come with a different set of clamps and stuff. I'm not too sure exactly what all of them do quite yet, but yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. Now getting a quick look at all the hands that Atticus Doom does come with. He does come with a set of fists, a set of open dramatic hands. It comes with a left gripping hand or a cane holding hand, and a right more dramatic clenched I'm gonna take over the world type hand. And for some reason, he does come with a whole bunch of left interchangeable hands that are pretty cool. He comes with this fire, glowing, lava type hand. And for this hand, it also does come with this fire effect that does plug over his hand. And it was quite tricky to put it on there. So now that it's on there, I'm pretty sure it's never coming off. But it does look quite nice, man. I mean, just look at that. That looks pretty dope. He also does come with this hand where his fingers are morphing into snakes. And I think this is pretty cool and unique, man. Yeah. A lot of nice detail on this too. You get some very nice subtle brown wash on that green snake. And yeah, I really like it. You also do get a crab claw hand that is articulated, and it is very nicely detailed. The paint on just this hand alone is pretty immaculate. You also do get a tentacle for his arm, and I believe this is probably Cthulhu's arm. And it looks quite nice, man, but there's a better one, and it is this longer tentacle arm, and it does have a bendy wire in it, so you can pose it the way you like. And I just think this is pretty dope, man. I mean, not necessary, but it's pretty dope, and I'm glad that they did include it. The paint on this is pretty great. You get a very subtle brown wash throughout the tentacle, and even on the little suckers, you get some nice wash in there. And then you can see all these nasty barnacles building up here at the edge of the where the arm connects to the tentacle. And yeah, just a really, really dope accessory in my opinion. And he also does come with this cane or staff, whatever you want to call it. That does look quite nice, man. You get a very nice detailed sculpt to make it look like wood, and then an animal skull on top with a very nice brown wash to really, or actually that's kind of like an orangey wash to really make it look like an old rotting skull. And then you do get a pentagram right there in the center of the skull, so that is a little bit scary, but hey, it's pretty dope. And then you get this very nice red paint and those scriptures that are carved into the wood. And yeah, man, just for, again, for being such a small accessory and for being, one of many accessories, it is highly detailed, and I really, really do enjoy it quite a bit. You also do get the smoke effect that wraps around his neck, and it's pretty cool. It is just a transparent piece of plastic with some black wash over it, but I feel like it does a really good job. I honestly probably won't have him displayed like this. I'll probably have this like around his foot or something to make it look like there's smoke coming out of the bottom of his feet. But yeah, I do like that they included this. Some other cool effects that he does come with are these flame effects that plug into his eyes, and they are contoured to just plug in there. So once you put them in there, they're pretty firm. They're not going to come out. And I do like that they included these, man. They look pretty dope. Atticus Doom does come with two head portraits, this skull with this turban around his head with this flame effect coming out, and the second one being this Cthulhu head. And this thing is freaking crazy, man. I mean, just look at the detail on this head sculpt, man. It is great. I honestly don't have any complaints on it. I wish I had gotten a second Atticus Doom so I can have him displayed with this one and then just its normal head. But yeah, I really do enjoy this quite a bit. Atticus Doom does come with several effect pieces, and they are amazing. I finally figured out what some of these little clips were for. There, so you can clip it onto his hand and make it look like he's casting the spell effect and make it look like it's levitating. And I think the way they engineered that is freaking genius, man. I love it. Here's another one of the effect pieces. And probably my favorite set of accessories that he does come with are these portal effect pieces that plug into his hand. And this one plugs into the stand to make it look like he's sticking his hand through a portal and trying to reach for something. And this one does come with a peg that you can put any hand you want. So you can put the snake hand on there. You can put one of the lobster hands on there. You can pretty much put any hand that you want depending on what side you have the portal on. So you can put some of the left hands if it's on his left hand, or some of the right hands if it's on his right hand. So very, very genius again, man. I'm pretty impressed. Mezco absolutely killed the accessories for this figure. And last but not least, he does come with a 112 collective bag to hold all the accessories, and this book that is very, very well detailed, man. It is mostly green with a black wash on it. You do get Cthulhu's head right there, a red eye punched in there that really makes this pop just so much more. You get some gold here for the webs. The little clamp right here is gold. And the cool thing about this book is that it is an actual book, man. So if you open it, it actually has pages in there with scriptures and writing and some spells. And I don't know, man. This thing is just crazy, man. Like each page has something. Like there's not just one page that's empty. Every single thing has some illustration on it. And I mean, is that the Aztec calendar? And here we have Atticus Doom. And just straight up, man, I really, really love this figure a lot. In my honest opinion, he is one of the best of 2022 as of today. But yeah, this figure, man, is just great. What really makes this figure just top tier is the interchangeable parts on this. The variety you get, the different looks you can get out of this figure. It's just amazing. But in a close-up look here at Atticus Doom, it is just a skull that we've seen. Mezco do plenty of skulls before, but this one right here, this one is a lot different and a lot more unique. It's almost like a skull that it's melting into itself. And just, I mean, look at that, man. That is very, very unique. I really do enjoy that they went a different route than just giving us a typical looking skull. This one's a little bit more stylized. You do get a very nice dark brown wash inside those eye sockets. And that's another thing that I really enjoy about this figure is that those eye sockets are real prominent and real deep. So I don't know, just because it's so much more depth. You do get some brown wash on the white to really make those sculpted details pop. One of my favorite things about this head sculpt is that the turban is removable. And just getting a quick look at the turban on its, oh, sorry about that, guys. The turban just kind of flew off Atticus' head. But just looking at it is very, very nice. You get a very nice medallion here in gold and red. And then this flame effect that comes off of it like it's, you know, casting a spell or something. And it does look really nice, man. It's sculpted very nicely. It is in a green plastic with a darker brown wash on it. On the inside, it is just hollow to pop onto Atticus's head. And then the top of Atticus's head, man, is a brain with some very gruesome details and paint to make it look like it's wet and real. And then you get a eyeball here in the center that looks like a, I don't know, almost like a robotic eyeball. Not too sure what to call it, but the brain does pop off and the eyeball is movable, or you can just straight up just remove the eyeball from that brain. And what I haven't seen a lot of people mention or notice is that the eyeball does pop into Atticus's eye socket, man. So if you want Atticus with one eyeball, you can have that, and you can just pop the brain back on, and then his little wrap here, and boom, you can have Atticus with an eyeball, which I think is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm gonna display him like that, but I thought that was a unique little thing. I'm pretty sure it was, you know, intended to be able to pop into his eye socket. Popping that back on and putting his brain back on as so, and his head back on. You do get a very nice soft goods, man. The jacket is very, very nice and thin. It's not too thick. It doesn't engulf the body of Atticus. It's very, you know, very nice material. It doesn't feel cheap. Doesn't feel like it's gonna rip or anything. You get very nice stitching throughout the jacket. Probably one of Mezco's best to date. As you can see the stitching there, it's very, very nicely done. You do get a wire that runs down here on the coat lining, down to the bottom as well, and then all the way around. No wire on the collar though, so that is a little bit unfortunate. You do get a wire here on the belt, so I do like that quite a bit. And then getting a look at his vest underneath, it is just a black vest with some very nice gold buttons. And I don't think it's removable, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but I don't plan on removing any of this. And then underneath that, you do get a red sweater or red sweatshirt that is very nicely done as well. Fabric feels good, not cheap. And then you do get his ascot right there. Popping his head off so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, you do get an ascot in there that does look good. Popping his head back on. His turban back on. Moving down to his pants, there are simple gray piece of fabric. Some very nice stitching. He does have pockets that I believe are real. Yeah, I think they are real pockets. And then you get a very nice little faux leather belt right there. I don't know how well you can see it. You do get a little silver metal buckle right there that does look quite nice. And then moving down to his shoes there, just a plain black, I can't remember the name of the style of these shoes, but yeah, they're very nicely detailed. You get a little zipper right there to that's painted silver, you know, just to give it a little bit more detail. And yeah, man, really, really solid figure. Again, the accessories is what really makes this figure one of my favorites in my collection, because you just have so many looks that you can go for. One of my favorites is this crab claw right here. This is probably what I'm gonna have him displayed with. So popping one of his hands off and popping on the crab claw. There we go. I'll probably have him like this, just to really, you know, make it pop on the shelf. This thing is crazy, man. I can't stop saying how crazy this thing is. I will say one thing though, with this removable eye effects right here that you can pop on and on, or on and off. I'm sorry. It started to kind of rub some of the paint off inside that skull, so I would be a little bit careful when doing that. I think I was just being careless and just shoving them in there, so do be careful when you're doing that. One of my other favorite accessories is this cane right here. I mean, look at that, man. The detail on this thing is crazy. And two of his hands hold it pretty well. This one I think is specifically molded to hold it like this, and it doesn't fall off or anything. So, you know, putting it on there, it holds it really, really well. And then he does have a gripping hand that holds it up here, as so. So that is pretty dope. And then Some of my other favorite accessories is this Cthulhu head. Again, I wish I would have got a second one just so I can have this Cthulhu head, displayed. But man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a separate body to put this Cthulhu head on. It's just really, really dope. Again, his effect pieces are great, man. I mean, you get these portal effects or these shield effects. They really remind me of Doctor Strange. You get one of my favorite ones is this one where it looks like he's casting a spell on his hand, coming in through something else. And you can pop any hand on there. You can pop, this one if you would like. So you see, like, he's grabbing for something. And then you pop this one onto his hand to make it look like, he's casting portals and whatever. But yeah, again, very solid figure, man. I like him a lot. It's, again, one of my favorite of the year. As of now, we're, almost 4 months into the year. And this dude is, like, pretty much on top of my list. Like, maybe top 3, top 2. And, yeah, I can't stop praising this figure. But, yeah, man, let's get a closer look at Articulation. Then we'll get some size comparisons. I'm getting a quick look at Atticus Doom Articulation. It is a little bit hindered, but it is just, the beast of the nature with all this clothes that he has on. So his head can look up a decent amount. Looks about that much before you start popping it off. He does look down, not much, because that ascot gets in the way. He gets some head pivot, not much, as you can see there. With the Cthulhu head, popping this one on, you get a little bit more range of motion. Well, not really. He doesn't really look down because of those tentacles. You do get a lot more head pivot though, so that is nice. Popping on the skull head back on. This little hat. His arms are on ball joints and they move up a great amount with the trench coat and all that clothing underneath. So that is pretty good for having all that clothes. He does have upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in a great amount. He does have wrist rotation and they hinge up and down or side to side depending on how you have that ball joint configured. Moving down to his torso, I believe he has an upper diaphragm cut, but all this clothes kind of restricts all that, so he doesn't really pivot to the sides much. He doesn't crunch forward much at all. A little bit back, but that's mostly coming from the waist. And then he does have drop down hips, I believe. Yeah, I feel like they do. Yeah, he definitely does. And he can kick this much forward, this much back. He does have upper thigh cuts, double jointed knees that bend in a great amount. And then he does have ball joints here at the ankles that rotate this much forward. And not much back because that boot kind of gets in the way. And he does have ankle pivot. That's not the greatest, but it is decent. But it's just the design of the boot that really hinders it. And again, he does have a wire running down the jacket, down the little belt, and then his crab hand is articulated. That goes up and down. And then I believe that's all. Oh, and the tentacle, again, does have a bendy wire running down it. So, yeah, you can bend this in any shape you want. Now, getting a quick look at some size comparisons. Here we have Atticus Doom next to the Felix Toys Ink Blot. Here he is next to the Mafex Gambit, the 1000 Toys Hellboy. And last but not least, because this character looks like he would have came straight from a Doctor Strange comic, here we have him next to the Marvel Legends Sleepy Strange and Dormammu. And here we have Atticus Doom on the rotating base. And I can't say anything else than I've already said, man. This figure is a great, great figure. If y'all have the opportunity to pick this figure up, do it, man. This figure is well worth its price. And yeah, this figure, again, one of my favorites in my collection by far. He's just really, really fun, man. And it really comes down to all the accessories that he does come with. This thing is just packed with accessories, packed with different options to, display him with. He's just a great, great figure, man. Really, really smart how they engineered some of those effects, like the portal effects where his arm is sticking out. And yeah, I really enjoyed that quite a bit. But yeah, man, again, I don't want to keep going on and on. I know this video is getting pretty lengthy. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The links to all those are in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.